Hey guys, it's Jeff the Apocalypse Preparer here. Today we are going to be making a little wooden knife out of these two pieces of scrap wood I have from a couple other things I've had before. And this is going to be our blade, and this is going to be our handle. It's not going to be very big, so don't expect it to be like, oh, it's going to be badass wooden machete. So let's get started. First, you're gonna need a knife with like a saw. You'd preferably use a hacksaw, but I don't have a hacksaw at the moment, so I'm just using this saw blade off of this knife I have. You want a wooden square, rectangular shaped thing like this for your handle, and some thinner piece of wood, or like thinner and just a little shorter than that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the materials. Oh, and you want some sandpaper. I just got some sandpaper here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for all the materials you need. Let's get started with the knife. So first we're going to be taking our wood and our saw like this, and we are going to be cutting it down the middle about, let's see, oh yeah, actually no, first I'm going to cut these two ends off. We're going to cut this off, this little piece off. Let's get started with that. Alright, so we got these two ends off right here. And so you want to keep it like this for now. We're going to put that aside. And now what you want to do, we're going to put your saw right in the middle of your dowel or something like this. And you're going to be cutting about like this. Alright, as you can see, I have marked an area where I want it to cut all the way down to, which marks it to right here. And I've made a mark on the little piece of wood to where I'm going to sand it down, because where I made it, it's not big enough. The slot's not big enough to fit this in there yet. So where this mark is, I'm going to be sanding it to where it's thin enough, to where this little piece of wood is thin enough to fit inside the slot that I made with the saw. Let's get started. Alright, so as you can see here, I have filed it down to a shape where I can fit it in here like this. Let me just get a all I have to do is get a small hammer. It's just easier to do it like this. Wiggle it in there. There. And there we have the wood that we carved. And now the next step is to use some rubber cement or epoxy, because I don't have a glue gun, and I don't have any nails or anything to actually hold it in with or solder. So I'm just going to use some like rubber cement stuff to keep it in there, and then we're going to shape the knife. And then we'll shape the handle after that. So let's go. So here we have our knife that we're not quite finished yet, and here we have our rubber cement. Now, what I'm going to do is take this off, and we're going to fill this crack right here all the way with glue. So this whole crack is filled with glue, and then it will not come out the back. Then we'll spread it around on there. And then what we want to do, let it seep in there, and then we're going to put it on the other side, of course, and fill that with glue all the way. Now with all this glue, it's going to be super thick and tight. And then we want to put some right here. I'm going to put some right here. Put that aside. And then all we got to do now is let it sit and dry. So let's wait for it to sit. Alright, as you can see, this epoxy has dried pretty good here. So next step, we're going to be shaping the blade. Now what you want to do with your sandpaper is you're going to take it like this, and whatever side you want the blade to be on, you're going to sand it to a knife, to what a knife would look like. So kind of like a rounded edge right here with a point. Maybe if you want to do a drop point, and just keep sanding it so that it looks like an actual knife. And then next step, we'll go onto the handle. Then we'll use, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier, but we're going to need a flat file too. So yeah, let's get started on the shaping the blade. So this is what it came out like. It's not like the best design I could come up with, but it's doable. It looks pretty good. It's got a nice sharp tip on it. Really sharp tip. And we're not going to sharpen the blade yet. I'm actually going to sharpen it and show you guys on some paper maybe. See how good it cuts. But next, we're going to actually be shaping the handle. So, depending how big the wood is and how big your hand is, mine is about like this. I think I'd be comfortable stabbing or shaving like this. So I think I'll make a little mark about right where my fist ends. Right there, and then I'll cut it. I'll cut it right on that, so then it fits my hand better and there's not extra stuff sticking out behind. So let's cut off that. Alright, so here is it finished with the hand, with the extra stuff cut off. And as you can see, that fits very good with my hand. Now next, we're going to be making some grooves where our hand would be, or we're going to be smoothing it out with all the corners. We're going to be smoothing all the rough corners out right here and making it just a little more round so it fits in our hand better. And I will show you the finish. So all you have to do is take your flat file or your sandpaper and sand off all these sharp corners like this. You just keep sanding each one down until you get a nice round smooth piece of wood. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I took the short way and I actually used a knife and I made it nice and round and smooth with the sandpaper. So I just used the knife and I cut it out and then I smoothed it with the sandpaper. And being with the idiot that I sometimes am, I cut myself right there. The nice little flap cut. Good thing I always keep a first aid kit in my bedroom. So guys, don't be the stupid idiot I am and cut yourselves. I suggest just using sandpaper. I just took the easy way because I am sometimes impatient. So yeah, that's the final look for the handle. If you guys want to stain it, paint it, you can, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have any stainer or any paint. Well, actually, I do have paint, but I'm not going to paint it. You guys can do your own design. Next, we're going to be doing the blade. We're going to be shaping it with sandpaper or a knife, and then I will take a sharpener to it and sharpen it to a good thing, and then we'll cut some paper and see how sharp it is. See if we can cut into some cardboard. So let's start shaping the blade. Alright, so I've kind of shaped the blade up here. Now next I'm gonna grab my Bear Grylls survival knife and sharpen it up. That out. Put this and that, take it off. And just like my other video, actually don't spit on it for the wood. So yeah, we're just gonna do it like that. Alright, so here we have the sharpened knife. This is the final knife. No more work has to be done with it. So this is a pretty good handle. It's got a small blade. I don't have a lot of the materials. So next time I want to make something like this for another video, I will try and get some better materials for you. And maybe I'll just make it one solid piece, not two pieces. So here's the paper test. Saw it at first. To make myself be. It's cut good so far. So just keep going. Okay, so that's pretty much all the paper test. It's not too sharp. You can't get it very sharp. This is probably the sharpest it's going to get, but it's actually, I don't know, I guess decently sharp. You could stab with it. I guess it's not good for like kind of whittling, or it's not very good for kind of shaving, but you can stab with it. Or you can just use it for decoration. You can paint it and hang it up or put it in one of your little knife cases. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. This will take you about, depending on how long it takes for the glue to dry and how long it takes you to carve all the stuff out and sawing, I'd say it might take you about 2 hours. Just about the time it took me. So I hope you guys liked this video. Please like and subscribe. And here's another close-up of the knife. Pretty good. Good handle. And I'll see you guys next video.